cheers and enjoy the beers. Yes, a good evening and welcome back to the channel once again with me Disco coming at you with another live stream from in front of the cans and bottles here that I'm still stupidly calling the Disco Arms. It's been one of them weeks. It feels like it's been a long time. Didn't do a live show last night, no Monday Club. I didn't feel like a beer, to be honest, and I couldn't bosh together a theme quick enough. Had loads of things to do. And yeah, that's quite a heavy weekend, to be fair. It was really rather busy in the good weather up at the brewery, and I was on my feet all day Saturday and pretty much all Friday evening as well, because we started opening on Fridays now. So a lot of people popped up for a few pints, shifted quite a lot of beer. And then, yeah, today I thought everything was groovy. Popped up the brewery to do a couple of bits and pieces. And what I thought was going to be half a dozen people popping in for drink turned out to be 20-odd fans on their way to football. 20-odd Dulwich Hamlet fans on their way to Hanwell Town. All fantastic people, to be fair. Jolly good laugh. And they're bloody good drinkers as well. Shifted a few beers tonight. Unusual on a Tuesday, but there we go. We did. So that's why I'm a little bit late. Because, yeah, ended up washing more glasses than I imagine. And sitting down at the end, but yeah, it was a good afternoon. Talking of beers, talking of good evening, Mr. Wilson, welcome along. Hope you are all good as well, and had a good weekend. Yeah, I'm not bad. I'm complaining about this, that, and the other as always, but you know what can you do? I'm not complaining, just stating facts. Yeah, and I'm all right. Yeah, so in that case, somewhat hastily cobbled together before I went out at the brewery earlier. I thought I looked into the stash and found 3 vaguely similar ABV beers. Again, I've managed to do that, get similar and lightish, nothing too mad. I did look briefly at a 9.5% stout, but I do have to get up in the morning again, go back up the road. So, yeah, I thought I'd keep it light, keep it simple, probably keep it short, and then I ran late. So, well, I still haven't changed these. Look, beer number 1, please. It's still that, yeah. Oh, it's going well, isn't it? I know. It's because I've done it for a week. I'm out of touch. Anyway, beer number 1 is this little number from the easily identifiable cans of Whiplash Brewery over in Ireland, and a collaboration with. Look at me! Look! Very rare case of me drinking a Verdant beer. Well, kind of. I know I did those shark ones, and I've done a putty of sorts, but yeah, a Verdant. It's a collab with Whiplash and Marine Brewery. So Verdant have obviously popped over to Ireland, and it's not even a big one. 4.8% pale ale. Yeah, let's get into a glass and find out. Mustn't prejudge, but I'm thinking it's going to be some hoppy magic. Quite a few Whiplash beers here and there, but not for a while. I say not for a while. I had one the other week on the show, didn't I? Delightfully pale, extra pale, but also gloopy and hazy in the glass. Nearly messed that up with big pillowy head development going on. Fair bit of carbonation. It's called Melted Head. It's 4.8%. I read the stuff on the back when I ordered it. Picked it up from Trembling Madness for St. Patrick's Day. So it's only been sitting in my stash, well, just a month or so. But I still need to get onto it. And these beers, I just looked at these beers and thought these beers I really wanted to try. That's why I got them in. So I've got to bash the stash and get through. Because I had more cans turn up today. More about that in a minute. And I've got more cans turning up, I think, tomorrow. More about that in a bit. But yeah, looks like some Verdant hoppy pillowy madness, but won't prejudge, of course. Let's get the photograph sorted. Put it in my Coles glass for no apparent reason other than the shape, of course. These white cans, kind of difficult to photograph on the basics because of kind of whitewashing. Don't need too much light across them. Oh, didn't mean to keep the Guinness tea up for an Irish brewery, but there it is. Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. I'll do it. So yeah, pretty good stuff from Whiplash in the past. Good evening, Mr. B. Welcome back. Hope you had a good weekend. And I hope you're doing all right this week. Expecting a brews of Arbor this month. I saw something the other day about Arbor, and I thought it was just there was that supermarket beer at Arbor put in a 440. I talked about it the other week, and then somebody said the other day that Arbor have dispensed with pint cans and gone 440. I don't know if it's true or just for that one. A bit strange if true, although I can see why, probably cost wise or something like that. But their prices are pretty reasonable for 500ml cans or 568s rather. So yeah, I don't know if that's maybe somebody like Bruiser wants it as well because it's easier to ship 440s because all the other cans are. Don't know. Everyone in Tesco today, that was a pint can. Oh, okay. Is it I think Sainsbury's is one they've gone over to a 440, and then Northern Monk have gone into pint cans in Tesco, I think. Don't know. Obviously, not looked too much about those new supermarket releases, even though I stood in front of them the other week and didn't have the time or capacity to pick them up, so I didn't bother. Right, so Melted Head from Whiplash and Verdant. A little bit of fruitiness on the nose. I want to see banana as well, which is kind of odd. That sort of banana creaminess. But my nasal passage has suddenly blocked it up. But yeah, nice and hazy, nice and juicy, very pale. Drinking a Verdant beer. Cheers. Definitely nice and smooth and pillowy in the mouth. A little bit custardy almost. Not sweetness, but just that kind of sort of slightly lactosey kind of body. Obviously, plenty of oats, I would imagine. It's a big beer for 4.8%. There's not a lot going on apart from that sort of soft pillowiness. I'm sort of getting a bit of grapefruit and I guess some kind of stone fruit is drying now. Because it's easy drinking, I'm all right, but yeah, you're going to have a little think about that. Mazzy, good evening to you, Adam. Hope you're doing all right, had a good weekend, etc. And having a good week. A couple of beers tonight. Good on you. Haven't been well. I was sad to hear that. Sorry about that. But obviously bearing up. Had a strange Cloudwater IPA that looked oxidized but tasted great. Just opened a red IPA from Howling Hops. Superb. I've not had a Cloudwater beer since 2018. Yeah, that's a weird one. Howling Hops. Howling Hops. Which one? Oh, I get them confused with another brewery and I forget what it is. Yes, indeed, Rob, I did. Yeah. So that's what Adam has got. They also sent a red rye IPA from Fierce called Deep Red Sea. Interesting. There's fans of red IPAs on here. I'm on the fence. I don't mind them. I don't rush to try them, but then I don't see that many. Sort of thing I would try when and if I get around to it. But yeah, so this one, a little bit too much hop, but going back towards those kind of earthy IPAs that I used to generally detest with that great fruity note. It's really just that soft, pillowy mouthfeel carrying it through for me. Yeah, kind of know the feeling. The beer stash is, never emptying out. I didn't really drink a lot last week, so I didn't do that many shows last week, only the Monday. So that was 9 beers I didn't get through, and then accidentally ordered more for this week, which I didn't need, but I've started sort of buying beers to get them into a theme for the show. Well, I'll show you about that in a moment. I've been enjoying the stuff from Harry, the mystery beers, the old Mr. Foil series. It's quite funny, the one he got the other day. I need to do something like that. Anyway, sort of. Let's have a look, see what we've got on the write up. I did look on the write up when I bought it, and I can't remember what it is now. I know I've taken a chance on something here. Brewed by Whiplash in Dublin. Blah, blah, blah. For best before, see base. All right, then. Badly misprinted. Difficult to read. We know it's going to be in date because I only got it last month. 19th of the 11th, 25. So we're all good there for date fans. Now, see, normally Whiplash do put the stuff on the front of the cans, but in this case, they've just done the fact that it's Verdant. Oats and maize as well. Interesting. But nothing about the hops and stuff. Artwork is kind of weird on that one. It's actually an extended head, not anything filthy before you think about it. Let's have a look then. Oh, didn't set this up beforehand. You guys will probably be well in front of me on this one. Sure, I saw it on the website as well, so let's have a quick look. %10% off first order. I mean, I do, but I've ordered from Whiplash, but I'm not going to at the moment. What are we looking for? Simple Maths. That was a double IPA I had from the last time. I kind of enjoyed that one. With all that hoppy notes. Blue Ghosts. It's not on there. Oh well, never mind. Quick bit of Googleizing later, and I'm on Dexter and Jones and Bottle Shop up north somewhere that I've never actually ordered from. I've had a look on their website a fair amount. A vibrant, easy drinking pale ale packed with blueberry, crisp elderflower, pineapple, and heaps of dank strawberries. Yes, I remember this one. I remember being confused as this and how on earth is a strawberry dank? Brewed with I can't get my teeth in today. Brewed with flaked maize and pilsner malt, it pours a luminous yellow glow, delivering a fresh, fruit-forward hit with every sip. Well, they're not wrong about that, to be fair. Yeah, so blueberry, not really. Maybe kind of the sweetness. I'm never sure about elderflower. I never get a particular flavour with elderflower. I suppose there's a bit of pineapple, and I don't really understand dank strawberries. But there's definitely that sort of hoppy hit of dankness about it and really drying on the aftertaste. Don't really get strawberries or blueberries. I can see the pineapple, maybe some mango, but I bought an Northern Monk from Tesco, and he did it as okay. Northern Monk and 2 fleets in Tesco. I think I'm doing a stream on Thursday night. Okay, people about. Got metric fuck ton of dippers to get through. I don't know. I haven't even thought about the rest of the week properly yet. But yeah, I'm around on Thursday night. Depends if I'm doing darts. But yeah, go for it. Yeah. Game changing. See, I went to 2 flints, and I don't know. Looking at the board, it wasn't massively inspiring, but it's to me. But I had a couple of beers and they're perfectly decent. But I haven't. I had that one they did with Flock, and I quite like that. So yeah, it was last summer. Blimey, that was a long time ago. Oh. I'm just sort of gonna park that over there. But yeah, Adam, I know what you mean about too many beers. Got a package in today. I've got a story about a package I got in last week that I haven't got around to videoing. Not from Shore Shop, but from Leftfield beer. So because I never get around to doing any videos of this, I only barely get around to doing the reviews if I can, but there's a good reason that I pick these cans up. Start up at this end. See what we've got here, right. Simple Things, fermentations, and despite the fact over Christmas I saw a lot of Harry's videos where he ended up with Simple Things and wasn't very complimentary about them, I still needed a pineapple beer for a stream I'll probably do next week with some pineapple beers entitled How Much Pineapple is Too Much Pineapple. So I picked that one up because it's the only one I could find particularly. I mean, there's loads of other pineapple beers about, but just simply pineapple. Here's a weird one I also picked up from I can never pronounce this. First, we are in Berlin, I think. A coconut IPA. I had a couple of coconut IPAs in the past and wasn't massively fussed, but I just picked that up because it was on cheap. So I thought, well, give it a go. Here's one I ordered just because it's got yellow on it. You know, it's all yellow streams. I don't think a first look at New Bristol. I'm fairly certain I've been to New Bristol tap room way back in the day, 5 years ago. But yeah, I finally got around to getting some new Bristol beers in, especially this one, Double Choc Beetroot Cake Stout. Yes, beetroot. Keen observers may note that I've got a couple of other beetroot beers in, purely by chance, and you know I love a weird adjunct. And beetroot's fairly odd, so I thought I'd do that and do a little how much beetroot is too much beetroot stream next week. Is it a good idea to do 3 beetroot beers or 3 pineapple beers together? Well, we'll see. Pick this one up. I'm sure this one's been around for a while. Bailey's Mocha Chocolate Flaked Truffle Stout. Like the sound of that. Of course. Oh, it's a Vault City. I didn't realise that's a Vault City collab. There you go. What's that going to be then? Is that going to be big? Is that going to be big? %. Like sessionable, pretty much. Big Jack from Two Flints. I've seen that. Hey, Joey. You run as quick as you like. We'll see you on the way back. First Wiacek. Yep, that sounds about right. Got one of their beers in from Leftfield in the other week, one of the discotheque. So I just sort of pop it. I like to look at the cans, but I only got the one. What else we got? Still New Bristol Cinder Toffee Stout. Like the idea of that. And then what else did I get on there? That's that one. Oh yeah, one more from New Bristol. Doubled up on the beetroot. This one sounded interesting. Cornish Blackberry Crumble and Clotted Cream. Collab with Blunt Rock. Trying to pick up less sours if I can. But yeah, with the blackberries after last week, I put up today with the blackberry sour that turned out to be pretty nice. Who remembers this? I think this has been out for a while. I never got around to it, but this is kind of this is one of the earliest kind of craft beers. Really kind of got much more into it. A kind of craft beer kind of style. Do you remember Breakfast Club for Vocation? Way back in the day. Well, they seem to have brought it back again, so I picked up a couple of those. I remember being this like almost mind blowing to have a fruited stout about 6 years ago, I think. That's number 3. I don't remember whether I went in for number 2, but there we go. Yeah, so really looking forward to it. Might try and get a standalone video out of that, or might get it on a live at some point. Can't say I'm the biggest fan of New Bristol, really. I had one good beer from them. Otherwise, a lot of their beers feels very synthetic. Oh, really? Okay. Well, I mean, obviously, I've gone stout heavy with them, and they do a lot of adjuncted stuff. But they've always looked pretty good. But there you go. Yeah, Breakfast Club version 1 was lovely. Yeah, see, the thing is with Vocation, what worries me is because having seen the increased size of their tanks and going to supermarkets, how much are they going towards the bottom line? How good is their stuff? But I've not always massively enthused over Vocation. Won't rush out to get their stuff like religiously or anything, but I'll pick up 1 or 2 of them. They've usually been okay, all right. But with that size increase now, do they go towards the synthetic? I don't know. I'm going to try this one and find out. I don't think I reviewed version 1 as such because it was before or just about around about the time that we started the channel, and I wasn't really doing written beer reviews. I don't think there's a written review of it over on Instagram. I'll have to have a look at that. So I'm interested enough to have that comparison, see where that journey is, if you like, if you don't mind using that craft beer journey kind of word. But yeah, I've been interested in New Bristol, and I'm fairly certain I've been to New Bristol's tap room a long time ago. Certainly, obviously, over 5 years ago. I'm sure I've been there. I had a weekend in Bristol once. Again, before I think I was properly reviewing stuff in that way. So, yeah. White Glove beers, welcome along. Thanks for popping in. I hope you got a beer on. No worries if not. Let us know what you're drinking. But yeah, some good looking beers there. Not a fan of Occasion. New Bristol was worth a go. Yeah. You say you never thought you'd been entertaining fruited beers. I'm still in shock. You are enjoying well. Enjoying some beers. I never did find out what this was, did I? They didn't say. Just says hops to be confirmed on that one. I'm sure it would be on. I don't seem to list them. No, I haven't. I'm sure it's around somewhere. I just missed it. Oh, here we go. No, even on Trembling Madness. That's weird. I definitely saw it somewhere. Or maybe I just went by that description of dank strawberries and luminous yellow glow. Oh well, there we go. Got a Peroni on a perfect draft. Fair play. Yeah, can't say it's not really very yellow, to be fair. I don't know if it is Citra. I don't think so. I'm not massively enjoying it because it's just sort of really light grapefruit and dank. The description said strawberries and blueberries, and I'm like, thankfully it's easy to drink because of that soft, pillowy kind of oatiness going on. Which always makes me like wonder: is it a good beer or is it just me? It's not a bad beer because, like I say, that mouthfeel, that softness is really good. But I'm just sort of like meh with it, really. I love that soft, pillowy mouthfeel, but I want some fruit with it, and it's just yeah. Well, there's a little bit of fruit there, nondescript. I could smash it down just to get through it. Can't say I'm massively enjoying it. That's more because of my palate than the beer, but there you go. It is what it is. Yeah, it's really kind of a bit cloying now, a bit drying like that, but there you go. You take a chance, some you win, some you lose. I'm going to call this one a score draw. It's not doing any favours for Verdant, is it? I'm not rushing out to get no Verdant after that. I mean, I wasn't anyway, but there you go. What can you do? It's always a gamble with live beer reviews. If that had been a video, I'd have got 5 minutes to say it's all right, but nothing special. Yeah, that danky grapefruit is going to linger a little bit, which is a shame. Try as much as I can to clear the palate before diving headlong into beer number 2, please. So beer number 2 is a box I got last month and haven't really. It's from a box I got last month and haven't really reviewed any of them. General ineptitude and time, etc. It's from a box I got Hackney Church Brewery. This one is called St.Clements, and it is 5% wheat beer. I'm guessing a little bit of oranginess going on, a little bit of lemon. I've seen a few other people review this, although I didn't watch them because I knew I was going to probably review it at some stage. I'll go back and look at everybody else's reviews after a while. Very, very light. Very, very see-through. Very, very fizz. Very spritzy. Carbonation racing up the glass, although thinning out a bit now. Big old. I don't know, it's kind of, it's not pillowy, but it's definitely like bubbly head development. It's fairly soft. As always, thank you, Mr. Wilson, for the reminder. It's, pouring wheat beer. Wheat beer like. Put it in a fuller's glass for London Brewery. See how this one comes out. Not too bad. Too much light bleed on the glass. Definitely a kind of orangey colour in the glass there. Looks alright, eh? Development staying. Wheat beer like. I don't know if that portrait mode does that justice, but it looks alright on the screen, so there you go. Yeah, so we got a big box in from Hackney Church last month when I wanted to try that pineapple malarkey again. That will feature in the stream, the pineapple stream, I think, because I'm not going to get around to doing a separate video of it from Rate My Beer and Real Ale Craft Beer collab with that pineapple Hefeweizen malarkey. This will be interesting. I reviewed but didn't get lemon and orange. That's interesting. That's just what I'm expecting, I guess, from the can. You say St. Clements. Well, there you go. Yeah. Love the look of all the beers I've got. Only did review one. But yeah, chat to the guys from Hackney Church at Mini Beer Festival last year. Talk a good game about beer and had some good stuff, including that Agadoo nonsense straight off the bat for the first beer of the festival. And I was working. Anyway, let's have a sniff. It's an odd combination of smelling like a wheat beer, but also that citrusy, vague citrusy note to it. Unfortunately, with my blocked old hooter, having stood outside in the cold all day. Let's get down and see what we get. Cheers. Interesting. Wheat beer obviously has a kind of a bit of a range to it. Normally when I say wheat beer, I'm thinking something a bit thicker, pillowier, like a Hefeweizen, but obviously it doesn't have to be like that depending on yeast and hop profile and stuff like that. That thick feels more like a kind of light lager, but it's a lighter Hefeweizen, lighter wheat beer. You're right, I think, Rob, that I can't find much citrus in it. That Hefeweizen thing, that kind of body, it's not going banana-y. but that kind of wheatiness is there in the background, coming through a bit heavier now. It's a sort of vague nod to citrus rather than being any particular citrus fruit. It's interesting. Sort of a bit of everything, really, and yet not quite as much as I was hoping for. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a bit odd. It's sort of like there's definitely citrus there, but there's no one particular citrus fruit. It's just background citrus, which I guess as a beer reviewer, I'm not meant to get. You're meant to get a specific fruit particularly. I don't dislike it. I just find it a bit odd, a bit unusual, not quite what I was expecting, maybe. Yeah, it's good beer. It's perfectly solid. It's a shadow off the bubble. Look like there's a fly already in it. Fucking is as well. Oh, my beer bastard. You ain't paying for it. You ain't fucking swimming in it. Where'd that come from? Don't think it's a bit of anything else. It was black. Anyway, well, I'm going to carry on drinking it. It went in there for long. It'll be all right. It feels like there's a bit of lemon there now. Going vaguely towards lemon. I'm not quite sure I like the wheatiness of it. It is very wheaty. I've got that wheat IPA of theirs to do. I wonder how wheaty that is compared to this. Fruit Friday confirms there's fruit in it. Let's have a look and see what we've got. Yeah, so you can. LGUs do some good can artwork and all the major elements that I want on the beer. Apart from the brewery name, but there you go. It's got one of those great taste awards that look like it's from Sainsbury's. It's not. Yeah, malty barley, wheat, orange, and lemon peel, and unspecified hops. This is wheat beer in brackets Hefeweizen. So, I mean, obviously, some people see Hefeweizen and go, "Oh no," and then, it is a wheat beer, like obviously, but yeah, I would be more. It's very light as Hefeweizens go. I just associate Hefeweizen with that kind of banana-y taste. And a much bigger, chunkier kind of mouthfeel. Our Hackney take on a traditional Hefeweizen. Yeah, they've taken it a different direction a little bit. Expect the usual fruit and spice of a wheat beer, with subtle orange and lemon flavours to give this old favourite an East London twist. Interesting. They should phrase it like that, really. Again, fuzzy printing on the bottom of the can. I think that says the 27th of the 10th. Yeah. Yeah. So, is a Hefeweizen. Not a very strong Hefeweizen yeast banana type flavour. That kind of wheaty roughness is, I think, what I'm picking up for the slight kind of spice, coriander kind of note. A bit of roughness there. But yeah, kind of light-bodied Hefeweizen. So that sort of chunky wheatiness, border on creaminess that I'm looking for in Hefeweizens. Again, every brewery's got, I guess, a different take on it. Bear with me a second. That's because I've been standing outside already. Nose is blocking up so quickly. Hasn't helped any aroma. Yeah, it is quite subtle on the citrus. Sort of just vague notes of orange and lemon. That kind of, yeah, that kind of slight mild kind of herbiness. Again, I'm not enjoying it. I'm certainly enjoying it more than the first one, to be fair, because there's no kind of outlier notes. That first one, obviously, it's a different beer, but has that kind of spikier kind of grapefruit. This one is all kind of sort of withheld notes. It's not spiking anywhere. It's just sort of, yeah, it's just a bit odd in a different way. Drinkable enough though. Slight bit of lacing on the glass. Suggests some reasonable conditioning on it. Enjoyed it, but expected more with the name and can art. Yeah. Again, I'm always drawn to Hefeweizens. It's sort of, yeah, it's just a really light kind of Hefeweizen. There's really very little banana-y esters knocking about. I guess depends on what Hefeweizen yeast they've used. Maybe they haven't used Hefeweizen yeast. They've just used that kind of wheat malt profile. Yeah, don't dislike it. Again, perfectly drinkable. Just not quite what I was expecting. Say 85%, so perfectly smashable, drinkable. It's a little bit of like, kind of down the bottom here. It's a bit like a chew it kind of, like it's a bit of a chewy sweet kind of fruit note going on. If that makes any sense, do you know what I mean? Is that kind of sweetness has developed a little bit away from that kind of citrus, but it's like, yeah, a bit like orange chewits or whatever your chewy sweet of choice as a kid was, I suppose. I've had a chewit in donkeys decades. Good carbonation on the burps. There's not even any. It's not even any banana burps. You know, nothing about it that shouts banana like you would expect, or I would expect from a Hefeweizen maybe. But yeah, perfectly drinkable, light enough. Like I say, just a light Hefeweizen, so but not outstanding, I don't think. Just a bit odd. But yeah, perfectly drinkable. Good enough. Cheers. Well, I guess that just leaves what I'm going to call the main event. It's not really, but you know, when it's 3 beers, you look at it and you think, yeah, that's going to be okay. This one was a bit of a gamble, so I should be all right. It's a bit light, but yeah. Let's move straight on to beer number 3, please. Still got to change that, man. Got to change that. Or leave it until I change the channel name back. I don't know. All right, yeah, so beer number 3 I do like to finish on a stout, and I've got a few sitting in there. I've got to try and bodge into a theme somewhere, but this one's been sitting there for a little bit too long. Not too long, but just a little bit. From Dark Revolution, I had a whole box of theirs because I couldn't decide which ones not to get off the back of a disco beer order before Christmas because it was December. Although I didn't get around to doing it before Christmas. It's called Velveteen. It's a chocolate milk stout. Oh, I didn't put that on the banner. Don't think it matters a lot. I'm going to change it anyway. I forgot to check that, didn't I? Yeah, chocolate milk stout from Dark Revolution. Reviewed a few of their beers from that box. There's still a couple to go. A couple of musical themed beers that I fitted into the themes, but I saved this one. I was going to do it again. Velveteen suggests a nice luxurious stout. Yeah, it's still only 4.8%. So let's see what we get. Looks thin-ish, but pours really well with good head development. Nice kind of tan colour on that head. Quite tight packed bubbles there. Looks all right, as long as that head stays around. A little bit of fizz. Let's do the photo. Definitely going to have to put the screen down for that one. As I've said before from Dark Revolution, love the can art, but absolute bugger to photograph that. Silver on black. Looks good, but yeah, really difficult photography wise in this poor light of mine with this mashed potato camera. See what we get from that one. I'm going to try that again. I hope that it picks up the writing, which is again orange, tan coloured writing on a black can. Okay, that's not too bad. That's come out alright. I can deal with that. Yeah, got away with that. No idea, but the can screams a bigger ABV. Yeah, I thought it was actually. I suspect they do a bigger version of that. Oh, hello. Rum barrel aged strong ale. Fierce and a brew York. A very big flapjack. I know Fierce do a whole series of beers. Very big this, very big that. Very big flapjack, and I like some rum barrel aging. If I'm going spirits, then rum often is the one. That head has dissipated now. I've been yapping away. Oh, fucking nose, man. See if I can get anything off it. There's a little bit of caramel there going on, so I'm going to give it another go. I need a new nose or nasal passage or whatever. Don't know if you can get them on the NHS. Anyway. Yeah, fairly solid, but not heavy. But I think that's because of my nose. But yeah, it's kind of sort of like creme caramel, kind of toffee notes going on. And a little bit of chocolate. But as you know, this is kind of my thing. So let's dive in, see what we get. Cheers. For a beer called Velveteen, I generally want something a lot thicker in the mouthfeel than that initial finish. I think that will thicken up a bit. It's not very fizzy, but it does feel quite thin. Definitely good developing chocolate notes, though. There's that sort of creme caramel kind of thing going on. That will change as it warms up, I think. It feels really thin initially, but let me have a little think. As that warms up and goes down, I think it will get better. But initially, yeah, a little bit of thinness, like it poured in the glass. Definitely some good cocoa notes going on. But a kind of drinking chocolate kind of vibe. Okay. Very average. Yeah, initially I think that's the case. That's what I first thought, but it feels like one of those beers that feels really thin initially, but might stock up a little bit. It's definitely, because I'm thinking velvet. I'm thinking soft, luxurious. What was that one I had the other day? Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, that big beer, but that was definitely velvety. Whereas that big beer wasn't particularly velvety. Check those back if I ever get around to putting the links up. I want it velvety from the off. I want it thick, luscious, big, creamy mouthfeel. And this isn't. That's like spring water thing on the first bit of the mouth, and then you get that chocolatey note. It's not. Yeah, it's not even like drinking chocolate thick and lush or anything like that. It's okay. It's difficult to say average because it depends on what your average is, I suppose. But yeah, it's not as amazing as I expected, but it is a good chocolatey feel, more on the back end rather than up front. See what it says? It's their core beer. Smooth velvet chocolate. Yeah. Silky smooth oats, organic cacao nibs, and lactose sugar come together to generate a deliciously drinkable milk stout. It's not terrible. It's not undrinkable. Yeah, it is drinkable. That's definitely. Just for me, it's not soft and luscious and luxurious as the name Velveteen suggests. Best before on the side of the can. I like that. Says we get returned upside down. 10.25. We're sharp when you need him to point out that all three beers tonight have been in date. Brewed and canned by Dark Revolution in Salisbury. Yeah, I mean, yeah. That took me far too long to get that because I haven't seen the time. Yeah, because I'm running late. So yeah, 10 minutes out of date. That's a good one, Rob. You got me there. Chocolate is sort of there or thereabouts, but a little bit all over the place. And I'm sort of like, yeah. I think my brain is 4 minutes behind with that one. And I normally do that kind of time joke. I need to get some jokes in. I need to do more jokes on these streams. That's what I'm all about, really, just stupidity of jokes. But there you go. Yeah. So three beers that I expected more of, kinda. I didn't quite hit the mark. For me, really, in various ways. None of them bad beers, don't get me wrong. If I'd sat and drank that in there, all of these beers I've had drinking it in the brewery tap room, I'd be like, yeah, that's all right. It's just that it's cans, they've been sitting for a couple of months and my nose is all blocked up, so it's probably not helping with the experience. Really interesting. But the fact that David Wilson there says, like, yeah, it's sort of average. This one is kind of. The fact that Rob said this one wasn't sure about the flavour profile makes me think I'm not a million miles out. It's just I say what I see, I say what I get, don't I? So, yeah, not terrible beer. It's not like completely out of whack or anything. Just not quite hit the high mark I've probably put for them, I suppose. But there you go. Yeah. Because I haven't put any other bits and bobs together for this one. Yeah, that's right. They can't all be amazing. Drinkable is good. Although, I mean, I keep saying this. I'm kind of really biased these days, and kind of tonight kind of confirmed that bias a little bit. Like I say, everything. Working at a brewery is really difficult because almost all the beers that I serve, I'm happy to serve. There's a couple that don't really sit in my kind of palate profile. The pine infused pine infused pale ale. It's got pine needles in it, so it tastes pine. Not my thing. Perfectly decent beer, pretty good condition. Just not my favourite profile. The hay infused golden ale. Tried it on both cask and keg this weekend. Sometimes it comes up really nice, kind of fresh, citrusy thing. And sometimes it's just a little bit spiky. So you can't sort of. But like I say, 20 random people from across London turned up on the basis that we're pretty much the only purveyor of beer and note in the area. Like the football team, like it's just off the motorway, so just off the M40, there aren't a lot of decent pubs around there. Even the football team, even the bar at the football ground is just sort of selling kind of average mainstreamish lagers and stuff like that. So they contacted us, can we come and try your stuff? It looks really good. You're the only one around. We are. So I'm kind of biased, but they just really enjoyed it. They even walked up and tried the tomato sour, the tomato ghost. And as football fans, a bunch of middle-aged men, age range, and they were like keen to try it. And like, that's different. That's interesting. Some of them first up were on the 7.5% honey ale, and it just makes me think that maybe I'm not as biased as I think. Maybe, like I say, if I tried all these beers at the brewery tap room, that experience is different. Question is, would you buy again? Yeah, a bit different than drinking. Yeah, would you buy again? These cans, because of the way I buy cans, pretty much for reviewing now, I wouldn't need to buy these cans again because I've tried them, and none of them are beers that I would then get a second one in, and I've got a second one of this. But at some point, if I'm just, chewing a foul somebody else's stream or just a general drink, this one will be fine. So I wouldn't need to buy them again. And also, no, I probably wouldn't over and above something else. I'd always want to try something different. If I was visiting any of these breweries' tap rooms, then absolutely I'd try a pint of all of them because they're all perfectly drinkable, just not amazing. I probably won't say that when I write the review, if I do the review on Instagram, I'll just say what I see, say what I get, because there's some good notes in all of them. So I wouldn't buy them again. I wouldn't need to, but I would if I bought them on tap or something like that. If I buy a pint of them, just to see, just for the comparison. There are some beers that I've drunk I would absolutely buy again. But again, looking this week, I've put 2 orders in. You've seen one of them. Another one I think is coming tomorrow. Oh yeah, won some beers. Forgot to mention that. Won some beers. Adam pointed out on Friday. I won the birthday collab beers from Ale and Radio. Did a collab with Bayonet Brewing up in Northumberland for their first birthday of Ale and Radio. I put my name in the hat anyway, and I won the beers. So I've got 4 double IPAs from that coming for review. I'll review them. If it wasn't for the, I do a lot of stuff. Look at Ale and Radio, I like what they do with the beer and the music and stuff like that. And I've talked about them before, like on last week's stream. And that might have not bought a double IPA, but I buy them because I'm like, I like that connection kind of thing, rather than necessarily the beers. I did pop on Bayonet's web shop, which I'll look into when I do the video or the stream. Bought a stout and a porter and a double IPA and a pale ale, and left the other 3 hoppy ales because I heard the interview that Ale and Radio did with Bayonet, and yeah, he's kind of into his hop variations and stuff like that. It's not necessarily for me, but I bought stouts. Yeah, so let's say that plus the ones that I won. So yeah, I haven't won anything on Instagram for ages, so I'll always do the competitions. So if you're on Instagram and want to tag me into any competitions, I'm up for that. As long as the fact I'm going to tag them in and try and win it as well. I'm fairly selective on what I do. I do everything, but yeah, that's a stream to come at some point. I've had a couple of Bayonet beers before, perfectly decent. I think I did one on a live stream, I believe. So yeah, pleased with that. Yeah, cheers. But so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, no, my point was going to be the fact that I keep buying these beers. I'll only buy beers I generally think I'm going to enjoy or buy for review to see if they're good. I don't tend to have like fridge fillers that I buy again and again just to sit and drink and stuff like that. Joseph Holt are doing an egg hunt tomorrow, basically 500 mini kegs going out, and they're putting clues on Instagram to hint which pubs they will be landing at. 500 mini kegs, what, 500 pubs? Will they be getting down here? So they won't be getting into the pubs around my way. I wouldn't have thought, because we haven't got that many sort of pubs that would take Joseph Holt, I would have thought. But there you go. That's a good one to find out. I'll look at that. Clues on Instagram. I'm guessing they are mostly northern pubs, but that's a good fun. That's the kind of thing I want to do. That's the kind of thing I'd love to, like, That's a lot of beer. If it's 500 pubs, you know what I mean? But or is it 500? Yeah, that's a good one to find. I hope I hope you get to a pub near you, because that's be a good content filler. If you see that, know the pub and get there. Does that mean you win a mini keg, or are they serving a mini keg at the pubs? 50. 500 mini kegs, that's several brews, but yeah, even so, 50, that's a fair amount, I guess, all over the Northwest. There's bound to be one in your area, so there you go. Right. That dark, it's developing into that kind of dark, bitter chocolate. It's bad that I would describe it as like, like a not quite not a wafer thin mint without the mint. That thin, actually thin chocolate comes across. It's a different mouthfeel, but yeah, there's that dark kind of really dark chocolate bitterness going on. It's getting better. It's getting, like I say, it is thickening up. Yeah. £500 beer vouchers. Beer vouchers? I can't even speak today. What the fuck is going on? 500 beer vouchers. Not bad. No job for you. 500 mini cakes to fill. Yeah. We don't do mini cakes. Yeah, I mean, I'd give it a go, like. But yeah. It's getting better. It's getting better. So I think I'm gonna sit back and sort of have a go at that one. I've got a lot of stouts in. I need to get a stream together about stouts. That might be next week, actually. Might do it next Thursday. Anyway, right. So happy damn Tuesday night. This has been Tuesday Tipple. Thank you to all of you who've popped in for a beer and had a beer along and listened to me waffle on about some distinctly average but drinkable beers that I've not been too kind about, I guess, but that's beer reviewing for it. You can't have everything, can't win them all. Enjoy the rest of the week. I don't think I'll get a chance to put a stream up tomorrow. And if Adam's doing something on Thursday, I'll probably pop into that. I think I'm off on Thursday, so I could put a stream up, but I'll see what Adam's doing first. And then we're into the weekend, and I'm working Friday, Saturday. And I won't get much reviews out and try and get some videos done. But yeah, you've all been brilliant. Thanks for popping into Tuesday Tipple. Hope you have a great week. Cheers. And enjoy the beers. I'm almost through that. I won't have much to think about on that one. But yeah. Cheers all. Please click like and subscribe if you haven't already and all that sort of jazz. See you again for the next one. Coming soon. Cheers.